Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 11th Annual Pre-Medical and Pre-Health Professions National Conference here at UC Davis. My name is Mikhail Melnik, and I'm one of the directors of medical programming. We are excited to see so many pre-health professions students come out to the conference and speakers who are dedicated to educating the next generation of health professionals.
Good morning, and thank you for traveling near and far to attend this year-long event in the making. My name is Jane Datinguinoo, and I am a Director of Logistics. As a courtesy to others, we kindly ask that you please silence or turn off your cell phones here in the pavilion and in the workshop rooms. Specifically here in the pavilion, food is not permitted, and please refrain from distracting others with excessive movement and conversations. In general, we ask that you are respectful towards the speakers, your fellow attendees, the coordinators, and the volunteers. Also, because this is a two-day event, we kindly remind you to wear your wristbands for both days. We strive to make this conference experience as enjoyable and informative to all.
This conference was started a decade ago at American River College. It was initially planned by a small group of students who were dedicated to learning more about the medical profession. Most importantly, they also wished to provide an opportunity to their fellow peers to learn more about this exciting field as well. With this idea and the right planning and hard work, they were able to bring the conference into existence. At first, the conference was small in size, and only 231 attendees came into attendance. But with time, the conference grew and evolved, not just in its size and attendees, which is now over 7,000, but in its scope, which now includes the fields of dentistry, nursing, pharmacy, and public health. But the message and goal of this conference has remained the same throughout all of these years, to provide an event where students can learn more about their future careers.
To put this conference together takes a lot of dedication, communication, professionalism, and the drive to inspire others to reach their goals in the health field. We are the UC Davis Student Pre-Health Alliance. We are all students from both this campus and campuses in the nearby regions. Without being paid and on top of our commitments of being scholars and members of other organizations, we met each week for the past year to make this all happen. Though we each come from diverse backgrounds, each member has put in his or her strength to enrich their fellow team members and the conference experience overall.
Today, this conference will start with keynote speakers and admissions panels. The keynote speakers will include health professionals who are pioneers in their fields and who will talk about the changing face and practice of healthcare in the United States. The admissions panel's dean's speakers will include speakers from institutions that are some of the top in both the United States and the world. Later on in the afternoon, we will hold a pre-health professions fair, which will include representatives from these institutions and over 200 other schools and organizations. We will also host workshops, which will include topics such as rural health and increasing diversity in our medical schools. These workshops will be presented by speakers with years of experience and who are eager to impart their wisdom. Please note that some workshops are recorded and may be viewed online at a later time, and there will be some workshops that will be held at non-regular hours at 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. in the morning. Please refer to your program to find out which of these workshops will be held in the morning. Thank you.
Now, I'd like to turn your attention to the program. On page 2 is the map of the campus with the workshop buildings marked. There are also signs in key locations to help you find your way. You can find the general schedule for the pre-medical program on pages 10 to 14 and detailed descriptions of workshops on pages 45 to 75. Some workshops will be recorded and they are indicated by a camera icon. We highly recommend that you plan out which workshops you'd like to attend in advance. In order for groups to take advantage of the workshops, we recommend that you divide your group to see the various workshops and compare your notes at the end. We have information booths lost and found stations, and first aid outside of the pavilion and in the pre-health fair area if you need further assistance.
This year, we have created a mobile app that will provide all of you with additional services to learn more about the different aspects of the conference. This app will include the program and other materials that will allow you to learn information such as the speakers of the admissions panels and the keynote addresses, and also the workshops as well. We are also very interested in what you think of the conference. Include hashtag UCD-PHSA13 in your social media posts to share your experience throughout this weekend.
Of course, this event could not happen without the help of our supporters. Thank you to the Association of American Medical Colleges, also known as the AAMC, for sponsoring the video portion. We are very honored by your support and presence here at the conference. Thank you to our speakers for traveling near and far and volunteering your time to be with us today. We are glad that you are here. We are all ears, and we hope that we'll take the shared knowledge and wisdom that you share with us and make you proud. We are the next generation of healthcare providers. Thank you to our attendees. This weekend is really all about you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask any of the volunteers wearing blue shirts, the coordinators or directors wearing radios and badges. A special thanks goes out to our bus coordinators who took on the leadership role in helping their colleagues travel from all over California. Lastly, thank you to the UC Davis campus administration. Your support fosters our pride to be the Aggies who embody the principles of community through this conference.
We hope you enjoyed a conference that was made a reality by the planning committee, and we hope you take the knowledge you learned here today and use it to better your lives and careers. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Oksana Rodriguez Torres, a UC Davis student and Med Programming Coordinator for this year conference. It is an honor for me to introduce the Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs of UC Davis. She's an agricultural and health economist, as well as an international recognized expert on social determinants of Latino health. She has successfully generated more than $19 million in external funds to support educational outreach, recruitment, health education, and training programs. Vice Chancellor has not only been my personal mentor and advocate, but she has also played those roles as well as the supporter role for all of us coordinators to host the best possible conference for thousands of pre-med and pre-health students. Thank you, Vice Chancellor. Because of your support and advocacy, we students can today enjoy the privilege to serve others who likewise have their dreams and are passionately looking for their vocation to also serve. It is humbling for me to introduce to all of you today Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs, mentor and friend, Doctora Adela de la Torre.
Gracias, Oksana. Thank you so much. And thank you for all of you for coming this morning. I saw the line outside, and I realized how early many of you came just to come to this important conference. This conference could not have happened without the tremendous support of all of our UC students and students from across the region. So the first thing I need to do is acknowledge, and I want everyone to acknowledge, the 60 student coordinators who spent the last year coordinating this activity. So can we give them a round of applause? We also have today 400 volunteers. Again, students and staff who've taken time to make the logistics work around here. And yes, the issue of parking next year will improve on. So we're working on it each year. So I also like to thank all of those folks as well as ATS that will be filming this particular event. I want to talk about a little bit the tradition of UC Davis and community engagement. This is a campus that historically has had students working across disciplines in order to create social change. We have hundreds and thousands of students who've entered in the Peace Corps, Teach for America. Many of our pre-health professional students are renowned throughout the country and nation because they go abroad through programs like Child Family Health International, the Oaxaca Binational Health Program, spending hours working in clinics and communities of underserved. We also have a very well-established clinic system run by our students, Clinica Tapati being one of many. I want to make sure that we recognize the fact that with community empowerment, community engagement, student engagement, we can really create a new generation of health professionals. Now that we look at the expansion of the ACA, we know some of the critical communities that all of us will now serve are those who traditionally have been uninsured. Many of those are communities of color. I want to ask all of you today, as you think about that, as you go through these programs, to remember we are coming in, despite the government shutdown right now, we're coming into a new decade of transformational change in healthcare. And I think each one of you will play a critical role. We need more and more at all levels, whether it's in vet med, in PAs, in physicians, as physician assistants, in terms of medical training of any sort. So I want you to be really clear that you are at the cusp of the biggest change that have occurred in the nation since 1965. And we're going to look at all of you in terms of leadership. I also want to spend some time thanking all of the speakers. We have over 800 speakers and presenters coming from all over the nation, as well as 120 health professional students. Actually, one is a UC Davis alum, one of my former students, Max Paget. I don't know if he's in the audience, but Max is coming all the way from New York. He's a UC Davis alum and went to medical school to get his MPH and MT at SUNY, and he will be here recruiting, I am sure. I want to also thank all of the students who have been traveling since 8 p.m. on Friday. Many of you are high school students. Many of you have come from across, the country just to come to this conference. And again, without your support, without your interest, the transformational change that I'm talking about could not occur. And finally, I know right now that there are thousands of people online listening to this conference, listening to the speakers, listening to your questions, and I need to thank them for also getting up at different multiple time zones in order to be online to hear our multiple speakers. Finally, I need to speak somebody who quite frankly has been the driving force for many, many years for this important conference, Juban Afshar, a modest individual but a person of transformational change, and also a Brittany Direk, who has been a tremendous UC Davis student alum who's believed in you. Both of them have been critical to the success and the direction of this program. So I'd like to just take a moment to thank all of those folks. Can we give them a hand? Finally, I have the pleasure of introducing our Chancellor, Chancellor Linda Katehi, who came to UC Davis in 2009. And I want to just say a few words about Linda. Linda is one of the most unusual individuals in the context that her first and foremost priority are students. From when I met her when she came during a lunch, I remember very clearly that her concern was that all of our students get the best education, the best opportunities, the best support so they can lead a transformational life and share the beacon of UC Davis throughout the world. She's been critical and the driving force in engaging faculty through the Blue Ribbon Committee in order to enhance the student experience. She has been critical in looking at factors that affect student debt and has been at the forefront of pushing forward our interest in developing more opportunities to reduce the debt for not only our undergraduate students, but for our medical students. And for those who aren't aware of it, we actually do have now scholarship. We're in the process of developing a scholarship for our AB 540 students in medical school. This idea of looking beyond the status of individuals is really critical to the heart of Linda Katehi. She herself is an immigrant. She herself has experienced what it means not to have the resources, to have the opportunities, to enter an educational system with the same wealth as other individuals. She is a caring, a very committed, a very intelligent, a very collaborative individual, and I consider her my colleague, my friend, and yes, she is my boss, but I can tell you right now that I would not give up my research portfolio that I absolutely love unless I could work for Chancellor Linda Katehi. So with great pleasure, I introduce Linda.
Good morning to everyone. Good morning. I know it's early Saturday morning, but it's wonderful to see all of you here. And I want to thank you, Adela, for every word that you said. I'm so pleased to be working with you and to have you here in your role. Welcome all of you to the 11th Annual UC Davis Pre-Medical and Pre-Health Professionals National Conference. This is truly an extraordinary event. And I have to tell you, just to cite the numbers of the people who are expected to come here and attend this event, about 7,000 people are expected to come here during this event. And another 350,000 are estimated to be participating online. So there are two things that tell us all. That the people who have started this activity 11 years ago at American River College and then moved here about 6 years ago have done a phenomenal job to create something that is so important and so useful, helpful to our students. And second, it speaks a lot about the need for something like that. The need that we all have to learn more about what is out there available for us. I need just to say a few things about myself because you can tell where I come from. I came to this country in '79 from Greece, and I grew up there in a very small community. It was a long time ago when I got to college. It was in '72. Some of your parents maybe were not born then. But it was simpler. I mean, college was simpler. And so even for people like me who came from a very small place, in fact, I remember it was my first day in college when they got all the freshmen together, where I myself had the experience of an auditorium like that. I grew up in a very small place, and never before I was in an auditorium for any reason. And I was amazed, because I thought, oh my God, I can be among these students who are so good and I can do something for myself. But then, what you realize and what I realized, there was so much more that I did not know. And there was so much more that I needed to know for myself because I had a dream for me. I was not quite sure what the dream was. I just wanted to do a lot better than I was doing at that time. I wanted to see myself successful in some way. There were a lot of things undefined in that dream. And I needed more information for me to find out how to get there. So a profession is a path to your dream. And you need to remember that there is one profession that is perfect for you. So don't try to fit yourself within a mold that has been presented to you. You try to find what is good for you, what is good for your values, what is good for your experiences, and what is good for your dream. And that's why this conference is so good, because it helps you see everything that is out there available to you. There are more than one ways to getting to where you want to be. in 20, 30, 40 years in your life from now. And try to select what is best for you. What is best for you, not what is best for others. I can tell you I have seen people who have done wonderful things in their careers, who have started in very untraditional professions. But why is it that they did so well? Because they loved what they were doing every single day. And they were very lucky somehow, like I was, to find myself on a trajectory, because it's not so easy to get there. I remember when I was an undergrad, coming from my parents, had a 6th grade education. They did not know what the college even was. I got to college, I thought that was it. I was able to achieve my goal, I would have a degree, and then the rest was open to me. I had no idea about a graduate school. I did not know that there were graduate schools, because in that college that I went, it was a teaching college. They did not have research programs. And then when I saw my colleagues filling out applications like 3, 4 years later, I said, what are you doing? Are you going to another college to get another degree? They said, no, we're going to graduate school. And that's what was much later. I was a senior at the time when I realized, oh my gosh, there is graduate school and I can do this. And I couldn't finance it. So I had to work for 2.5 years. And then I saved money aside, and then I was able to come to the US to go to graduate school. But it took me a lot longer, I have to say, in my career to really find out what I really needed and I loved to do. And I want to take you to this because I know that today there are a lot of expectations that we have of you. We all together as a community, as a society, our families, I as a mother have expectations of our children. But what is important is for you to choose what is important for you. Because that's when you're going to do well, that's when you're going to feel fulfilled, that's when every day you're going to wake up and you're going to start your work thinking that you're making a difference. And there is another thing. We tend in our society to say, let's rank the professions. Number 1, X profession. Number 2, second. Number 3, and so forth, the other one. All of this is not important for you. Don't worry whether you are selecting the number 1 profession according to many or the number 2. There is only one number 1 profession for you, and it's the one that you really love. So go for it, do the best you can, take advantage of opportunities like this, and learn as much as you can about what is available. And the last thing I wanted to do is to thank everyone for putting this wonderful conference together. It's an amazing thing to have really access to information. That's power, because it empowers you to make the right decisions. So enjoy the day, learn as much as you can. There are so many people here who are willing and are here to offer help to you and information. So please do the best you can, and good luck to you. And I hope that you will realize your dreams soon in your life, and then you will enjoy your decisions both as a person and as a professional. Enjoy the day. Thank you.
Our next speaker currently serves as the faculty advisor to the Chancellor and to the Provost for the University of California, Davis. He is the founding dean of the College of Biological Sciences and has spent over 4 decades serving the UC Davis community. First as a student, where he earned his bachelor's here at UC Davis in biochemistry and biophysics, then as a staff member, professor, and administrator. Dr. Burtis is heavily committed to the advancement of higher education and increasing its accessibility to all students. He leads a Howard Hughes Medical Institute program for undergraduate education in biology at UC Davis and serves as the chair of their external advisory board, which focuses on the development of interdisciplinary sciences to the large fraction of students interested in pursuing careers in health. And it is for this reason and many others that he has been a long-term friend to the conference. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our next speaker, Dr. Ken Burtis.
I wish that each one of you could spend just a couple seconds up here at this podium looking at the really inspiring face of the future of healthcare in America and the world, because there you are, right in front of me. And it's just a great privilege to be here today to welcome you to UC Davis, to this incredible conference, and to speak just a very few brief comments to you. When I was a pre-med student here at UC Davis 40 years ago, I would never have imagined a pre-health event the magnitude of this weekend's conference. Nor could I have imagined the scale of the challenges that we've heard already a lot about this morning facing the American healthcare system. The breadth and the richness of the presentations that you'll be listening to this weekend reflect the current reality of our healthcare system, which has transformed over the past decades from a much more simplistic, sort of hierarchical system, fundamentally based on independent private practitioners, into an incredibly complex system requiring the integrated contributions of a diverse team of healthcare providers, and indeed of other individuals, as Dr. Chen mentioned, of research scientists, of businessmen and people, of politicians, of consumers, struggling together to align the sometimes conflicting goals of excellence and affordability. One thing that has not changed, however, is the commitment to helping others that is a defining characteristic of those who choose careers in delivering healthcare to others. I have never read a personal statement in an application for professional school that does not focus on this topic of helping others. The commitment of being of service to humanity, and I've always believed that those intentions are sincere. Whether you choose to serve your fellow humans through direct involvement in the delivery of treatment, as many of you do, or in working in a laboratory to unravel the unknowns that will be the basis of tomorrow's medicine, or through educating the next generation of healthcare providers, or of educating, even more importantly, healthcare consumers, or even, as illustrated by the dedicated students responsible for this weekend's conference, by simply volunteering your time to help others navigate their paths to service. You will all have countless opportunities over the coming years to serve others, and each of you, as the Chancellor urged you to do, will find your own creative way of doing that. Our next speaker, after the short break, is Dr. Ernie Bodai, who beautifully demonstrates in one remarkable individual how the many ways in which one can help others can come together in one life, providing care directly as an accomplished surgeon, as an educator, as a researcher and an inventor, and perhaps most famously as a communicator who took a very simple act of putting a postage stamp on an envelope and elevated it into a mechanism for funding research and elevating awareness of an important disease. I challenge each and every one of you in this audience to spend the next 2 days not only learning some practical information about the career path that you've chosen, but also looking everywhere for inspiration about ways in which you too can serve others. While you're doing that, I hope that you also take the opportunity to acquaint yourself with this beautiful campus, to meet some of our students, those of you who aren't already students here at Davis, and to consider the possibility of possibly returning here at some time in your future. I sincerely thank the student volunteers who have put together this incredible weekend, and I thank all of you for being here today. Thank you very much.